Hi, I'm Tina Arnold.
And I'm Johnnie Arnold.
And this is Suspect Paranormal.
Episode 8.
I feel like a lion. Rawr.
Our children stole Tina's hairbrush, apparently.
We have 3 girls. And I have made sure that they all have a hairbrush of their own. And I have still managed to somehow go through 3 hairbrushes this year. So I took a bath and went to bed on wet hair from last night that didn't get brushed.
I like it.
Yeah, I feel wild. And it's freezing down here, so y'all are going to have to deal with my granny crocheted blanket.
Yeah, I forgot to turn the heat on. Sorry.
We're fine. It's fine.
That's why I'm wearing thermal.
Look, I would much rather be cold and need a blanket than to be hot and I cannot get cool. So I'm good.
Tina made me go to the doctor because in the last episode I was sick and I'm still sick and I have a sinus infection.
He got shot in his booty.
And they gave me a shot in my arse cheek and that's not where my sinuses are.
No.
They did it to shut me up.
That's not where my sinuses are. You're a goober.
And they gave me an antibiotic and told me not to whine anymore.
Yes, big baby.
But I'm sick.
That's right.
Nobody cares.
I care. I care as much as you care when I'm sick.
I do care when you're sick. Anyways.
So, we still are waiting on that travel video.
You can't call me out like that.
Yes, the hell I can.
All right, well, we're going to watch it tonight. We're going to finish watching it tonight. And then get the thumbs up from the boss lady. And then I'll upload it. How about that?
Yeah, how about that?
Okay. Well, I'll try to watch it the other night with you and you fell asleep.
I did. You tried to watch it with me at 10 o'clock at night. I was laying in the bed. I got all warm and cozy up to you. I don't get that every day. So it was nice. And I felt safe and fell asleep.
That's right.
So I am starting something new on our YouTube channel. And I'm going to be uploading videos. Y'all, I drive a lot. And we live in Winder. And I don't know if it's the local Windarians or the implants that have moved here. I don't know who the problem is, but there's some non-driving mofos up here. And so I was talking to Johnnie, and I wanted to put a dash cam in just in case I was ever in a car accident. I would have proof that, they ran their stop sign, because that's where it's going to happen. Because that's what happens. I think that they took that thing that they told us, and, we used to play around with in junior high when we'd say that the stop signs that have the white outline are optional. I think they took that seriously.
Yeah. It seems like it.
Because up here in Barrow County, anyway, they run stop signs quite a bit. And it's crazy. We've seen car accident after car accident because of it. That or train tracks. They struggle really bad with train tracks.
Yeah, we were actually at Hardee's.
When? Which time?
When we were sitting in there and the car got hit.
We were at the CVS or.
No, that was a different time. That was when the semi.
No, there's so many.
So there was a semi.
Yeah, that was the semi
that got hit, and it just ripped the entire trailer right in half.
Went right through it like butter.
And then we were at a Hardee's, and a car that had parked on top of the railroad tracks got hit.
Yeah, I don't know. There's been so
We walked down there and
many.
looked at it.
Yeah, it's just been too many. Ooh, my stomach.
You just ate.
Yeah, it's digesting that real bacon.
Oh. So we went to the local butcher shop and got all kind of meat.
Dude, if you are local to Barrow County or surrounding counties, go to Corner's Edge. Go to Corner's Edge. It is so different. We had fresh cut bacon that we cooked this morning with our French toast. And we love store-bought bacon, but this was just on a whole different level. It smells different when you cook it, and it tastes different, and it just melts in your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So much better.
I can't usually tolerate the fat from
anything
the store,
but me.
the store-bought bacon, but this, when you get the fresh cut bacon and get the fat from it, it's a totally different thing. Like I can eat that
because it was just like melting on your tongue.
Mm-hmm.
It was so good. I cannot wait
to
cook the steaks.
Flavorful. Oh yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be on a whole new level. Anyway, so back to what I was adding to YouTube. They're gonna start now. Yep. The kids are gonna start banging on the floor. I'm gonna start uploading my videos of me driving around. I'm going to do my daytime drives, and then I'm going to do nighttime drives with calming music because I love watching those videos. I have a very loud, very chaotic life. And so for me to relax at night, I usually will like hop on, do my social medias to get the numbers off my screen. Can't stand the numbers on my screen. And I will watch videos to calm my mind. And a lot of the time, it's either ASMR stuff or these driving videos lately. But theirs are that video game. So they're driving the video game cars.
Forza Horizon or something?
I don't remember the name of it. But I'm going to be doing it in my car. I'm going to video me driving at night through all of the back roads and stuff that we are privy to up here, and let y'all check that out, and maybe it'll help y'all relax a little bit too and get you calmed down from your day so that you can go to bed. You gonna cough right into that microphone?
I try not to.
All right, so what have you got today?
I am talking about the inspiration for the Exorcist.
Ooh, you're kind of making that your segment thing now.
Yeah, it's kind of cool though, because when you go in and you see all these like movies, and then you look up and see what inspired them.
Yeah,
it's really very interesting. Yeah.
It's kind of scary that there are so many of the horror movies that we grew up on that came from some kind of truth.
Oh, dude, you wouldn't believe how many. Like they have an entire it's unbelievable.
Gonna keep you busy for a while.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, I am talking about my distant cousin, Linda Sobek, and her murder. So,
which depressing story we're going to start with?
We'll start with yours.
Okay. So this was actually pretty cool because the Exorcist novel, which came out in 1971, was based on 2 exorcisms. And one I had actually heard of before, and I'll get into that. But the exorcism was written by William Peter Blatty and was released as a novel in 1971. Like I said, it was inspired by 2 exorcism stories, and the first was a young boy in Cottage City, Maryland, and the other one was the Loudon exorcisms of 1634.
Never heard of either one of them. But you had.
One of them, yeah. And you'll actually recognize the story when I tell you about it.
Oh, okay.
Probably, maybe. More than likely.
Okay.
Blatty apparently heard about the Maryland case while he was attending Georgetown University. Thumbs up.
Smart guy.
Yeah, smart guy. Sorry. If you hear a lot of sniffling, it's just, I'm sorry. I apologize. So the Cottage City, Maryland exorcism. In 1949, a young German Lutheran boy known as Robbie or Roland Doe, because they were trying to like hide his like real name, so they went with Roland Doe.
Right.
And
it sounds like
also,
Roland Doe, like for making biscuits.
I wonder if that's
Roland Doe.
Yeah. But they also called him Robbie. And young Robbie became interested in Ouija boards after a spiritualist aunt got introduced them to him. And yeah. After the aunt died, the house began experiencing paranormal activity.
She used that boy to come back.
Yeah. And this ranged from vibrations, strange noises, flying objects, and levitation.
Oh, sounds familiar.
This was used by Blatty, who wrote the novel, in his novel as the first stage of possession.
Oh, shit.
The violence, distorted vocals, and revulsion for sacred items was displayed with Reagan's possession in The Exorcist, and this was what was inspired by the Maryland case.
Okay. So, the things that happened to, like, the crucifix and all of that was inspired by Robbie.
Well, the being, yeah. I'm trying. So this is, now we're going to go into the Loudon possessions of 1634, and this is the one that you may have heard of.
All right.
Because this was actually
1634. Because I was alive back then.
No, I mean, this is actually a pretty big thing. In this case, it was a group of nuns that claimed possession after having illicit dreams of what they deemed an attractive priest by the name of Urbane Grandier.
The name sounds familiar.
During their exorcism, they were said to go into convulsions and made sexual motions towards the priests, similar to those in the infamous crucifix scene in The Exorcist. In a desperate attempt to clear his name, Grandier tried to exorcise the nuns himself. Despite his efforts, Grandier was imprisoned, tortured, and eventually burned at the stake.
Oh, well, that's what you get for trying to help a whole bunch of horny nuns, I guess.
I guess.
Holy crap. That did not end well for that poor man.
No, it did not. And they lived. And
I gotta tell you, though, the 1600s, that was a dark time for anybody.
Was it at the Dark Ages?
Maybe. Because, like, if you step out of line at all, you fart into the wind the wrong way, you were getting burned alive.
And apparently, it didn't matter who you were.
No, even the poor priest wasn't safe.
Yep.
Goodness.
Apparently, I mean, it didn't go into detail about why he was imprisoned and stuff, but, like, I mean, apparently they thought that he did something with the nuns or something. And
or probably just accusing him of enticing them into their behavior, you know?
Right.
I mean, you could be accused of anything
even back then.
Yeah,
even back then. I mean, even if, I guess, if especially in the church, if somebody saw you as being, like, through the eyes of lust or something, then they would think that was some kind of witchcraft or something.
Lord have mercy.
I don't know.
Lord have mercy on that man. All right. So.
What a way to go. Burned at the stake.
That's the beginning of possession, huh?
No, the levitation and moving objects and stuff like that. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what he used it in his book for as the beginning of possession.
It's a little worrisome because of, the things that have happened.
Yeah. Oh. I'm going to get my drink so I can breathe again.
Your drink helps you breathe?
Yeah. Yep.
You have an antihistamine in there?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
What you got?
Got Linda Sobek.
Well,
You ready?
I know that, yeah.
All right.
I don't know why I said what you got. What you got?
So first we're going to do a little family tree discussion.
Okay.
Just so y'all can be brought up to speed with who she is to me.
And this was the lady that was going to be on Married with Children.
Mm-hmm. So Linda was born Linda Elaine Sobek on July 9th, 1968 to Elaine and Bob Sobek. Now her grandfather, Wally, was my mom's uncle. Her great uncle, I believe. No, it's her uncle. And so Bob, Wally's son, Linda's dad, was my mom's cousin, which makes Linda my mom's second cousin and my third.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know what all of that, like, she's my distant cousin thrice removed means, but that's got to apply here somewhere.
I don't know. I don't understand family tree stuff like that. That's always confused the crap out of me.
Yeah. Well, so Linda she was very beautiful. Looking through all the pictures of her and my research for this, because I never met her. This is my family that is up north. My family on my mom's side is from upstate New York. And so I've only met a handful of them in my lifetime. But I never met Linda. And I had to, research her story just like I would anybody else's, even though she's family.
Mm-hmm.
She was beautiful. I mean, just gorgeous. She was an up-and-coming actress and a model. But first, she had been an LA Raiders cheerleader.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's crazy.
And she had just landed the guest role that you're talking about on Married with Children. And the day that she went missing, she was actually scheduled to go in for her costume fitting for the show.
Oh.
But sadly, that would never happen. Because on November 16th, 1995, right before I turned 15, a phone call came into her mom from Linda. She had made it a habit to check with friends or family before doing any kind of photo shoot where she was going to be alone with anybody.
Right.
And so she called her mom, told her mom, "Hey, I'm letting you know I'm going to this photo shoot, but I'm running late, so I can't talk. I've got to go." And that would be the last time that anybody heard from her. When she didn't return that night, Linda's mom reported her missing the very next morning to police, and the police began searching for her. However, with no leads to go on, as her date book that told all of her appointments and who she was meeting with was missing, no one knew who she was meeting. So there were no leads. No one knew where she went. All they had to go on was that she was going to meet a photographer for a photo shoot.
Mm.
But she did so many of those because she was a model that there was no way of telling who she met with. But then, 2 days later, on November 18th, a road crew worker was emptying trash cans near the Angeles forest. They came across a lease for a Lexus and the name Charles Rathbun. Rathbun? I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name. And it was dated November 16th. The crew member, I found this kind of weird. It was kind of like a red flag to me. The crew member told police that the woman in the photos was so beautiful that he was going to keep a couple of the photos for himself.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
But then 3 days later, he was watching TV and saw on the news, a report about Linda being missing. And so he went to the police and told the police about what he had found in the trash can and handed over what he had. Then I guess he took them back and they went through the trash can and found more evidence. When they found the lease for the Lexus in his name, they called Charles and told him that they were working on Linda's missing persons case. He then informed them that he had worked with her before, and as the call went on, he admitted that he'd met her the morning of November 16th at a local Denny's restaurant to discuss a modeling job with Linda and the Lexus. So he initially tried to lie to them, stating that the meeting had been brief because she just wasn't right for the job, so she had left. Based on that information, that he had been with her that morning, they got him to agree to come into the station to make a formal statement. But before he hung up on the phone, he implicated himself further. Get this. This is amazing. I cannot believe this came out of his mouth. By stating, "I guess it's really important that you talk to me, considering I was the last person to see her."
Oh. Wow.
Not, "I may have been the last person to see her." Not, anything that's... He pretty much...
That was admittance right there.
Yes. He gave himself away with that one single statement that was more like a Freudian slip confession.
Yeah.
And the police, immediately caught that and said, "We've got to look into this even deeper." They went to the Denny's that he said they had met at, and Linda's car was sitting in the parking lot still, which led them to believe she'd not driven herself away that day. Police began to watch Charles's house when he failed to come in to make the statement he promised them he'd come in to make. So during the surveillance, 2 friends that he had been confessing his crimes to came by his house and found a very drunk Charles standing outside with a loaded gun. He aimed and shot the ground, causing the bullet to ricochet into the arm of one of the friends standing in front of him. The police are outside, so they saw it all, and in real time, and they were able to arrest him for the assault with a deadly weapon and finally had him in custody. So while in custody for the shooting, he gave it up. He confessed to having been with Linda that day. He said they'd taken the Lexus out to the Mojave Desert. Is that how you say that?
Mm-hmm.
For a photo shoot when he'd requested her to do donuts in the vehicle while he took photos of the event. However, according to Charles, she was unable to do it correctly, so he had to demonstrate the correct way, and while doing so, he'd accidentally hit her with the car, killing her. Big man have to show little woman how to do donuts in a Lexus. So, I'd say he didn't do it right either. if that's what happened.
Right.
If this were true, but it's not. No, he was not only a murderer, but also a liar. As so many of them are. He agreed to take them to her body, but instead led them on a 6-hour-long goose chase, ending them back at the station without her body or knowing the whereabouts of her body. They searched the Lexus, but found nothing leading them to believe his story about the accident had been truthful. There was no damage to the Lexus, no markings, nothing. So while in jail, Charles supposedly tried to unalive himself by making shallow marks on his wrists with a shaving razor. While in the hospital, he finally gave in and promised to lead them to her burial site. Again, they spent several hours running around to no avail until finally Charles led them to Linda's body. She had been half buried in a shallow grave in the Angeles forest. I'm not sure if that's how you say it.
I think it is.
But But thankfully, because of the temperatures at that time of year, her body had been preserved. And during the autopsy, they found that she had not been hit by a car, but had instead died of blunt force trauma to her head, as well as strangulation. She also had ligature marks on her ankles, telling them she had purposely been restrained. She'd also been very violently essayed.
Oh my God.
He was charged with... So I wish I knew what I could say that wouldn't get our video flagged, but okay, so he was charged with sexual assault and first-degree murder. During his trial, he again tried to change his story by saying that he'd accidentally strangled her during consensual sex. But the damage to her body...
At this point, as much as this man has lied and lied and lied, I just don't think people are going to believe him anymore.
No. And the damage to her lower body showed that there was no way that this had been consensual.
Right.
He was sentenced to life in prison, and as of October 23rd of this year, he's still in prison. So
now are any of her family still? I mean, like parents or anything?
Hold on 1 second. So he's been in prison for 27 years. Oh. I know that Uncle Wally's gone. Her father, Bob, he died in 2013, I believe. I'm not sure about Elaine, but her brother, Steve, I believe is still alive. I don't think that she had other siblings. Excuse me, I think it was just her and Steve. So it's very possible that her mom and brother are still alive. If not, I know her brother is still alive. She was never married. She never had children. She was 27 years old.
Right. Yeah.
So, she was just getting started, and she had such a big life ahead of her,
Yep.
Like everything that she touched turned to gold for her.
Yep.
She was one of those people that she was very driven. She was very ambitious. She was very successful at everything that she did. And if she saw something and she wanted it, she got it.
So that's where you get it from.
I try. I'm not sure I could say that I was as successful as Linda, but I tried. But she had a very bright future ahead of her. Mm-hmm. And she had already lived such a big life in 27 years,
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very sad what happened and how she was taken out.
Yep, I agree.
And I personally feel like it's not fair that he's been able to live 27 more years, even locked up.
Well, the really crappy thing is and if you watch these prison shows and stuff, it's like a lot of these prisons, they have it made. Like they still get TV, they still get recreational time, they get three hot meals a day. Might not be the best things that you would want to eat every day, but they still get 3 hot meals a day. They got a warm place to sleep, and
they're treated humanely.
Yeah, and they're protected for the most part, depending on what kind of prison that you're in. And so, I don't know. I think that they should be treated like the animals that they are.
Well, I have mixed feelings on it. Y'all know how I feel about this because I know that our justice system fails. There are people that will sit in prisons for years and years of their lives, and they were innocent. They never did anything that they were accused of, but they still did the time for someone else's crime. So I'm very torn about my feelings on that. And I do know because Johnnie and I both, we grew up with people that they've spent their entire adult life in prison. And so I know that the prison system, even though it is how you say, where they do have this, and this, you know, they can still sneak things in. They still get on the internet. They still, you know, Facebook and whatever.
Hell, some of them even get degrees.
Yeah, they still have opportunities that they stole from other people.
Yep.
When they took that person's life or they changed that person's life forever. You know, so I understand the frustration, but I also know that the prisons are not, it's not a daycare for adults. You know, it's not a easy thing. But I feel like if there is no doubt they've pinned you to the murder, DNA says it was you, you know, somebody saw you, you were videoed doing it, there is absolutely no shadow of a doubt that you did this. I don't think you should be allowed to live your life out.
I agree.
In a good prison system, or a shoddy prison system, it doesn't matter. I feel like if you take somebody's life and it was not self-defense, or it was not to secure your own safety in some way, then you shouldn't be allowed to sit in prison and play Nintendo.
I agree. But I mean, yeah, I agree. But I
also don't agree that if you got caught with a dime bag of pot that you should have to be in prison either.
Oh no, that's stupid. But that's why you're seeing a lot more laws on that kind of stuff, like change. But yeah, I fully agree. If it's 100%, and that's the way the justice system is supposed to work anyway. It's supposed to be, you are guilty without a shadow of doubt. But as we all know, it's not the way it works.
They need to pin it to somebody sometimes, so they'll pin it to whoever is the easiest or the closest.
They've always got to have a scapegoat.
Yeah.
Just to keep people quiet. Especially when you go into high profile cases.
Yeah, Linda's was a high profile case.
Yeah.
You know, it was everywhere.
Right.
They made TV shows about her. There was a CSI episode about her. Unsolved Mysteries. They dedicated an entire show to her. There was so many other things. I wish I'd have written them down. I was so tired last night when I was doing this research. But if you go and look up Linda Sobek, it's going to come up with a list of TV episodes and movies about her life and death. It was very high profile. She was very, very loved.
That's pretty crazy, because that was the path that she was taking, and then even after she's gone, it still continued. Like, they still made stories and stuff.
Oh, her name will forever be known because of what happened to her. I mean, it is not how she wanted it to be.
No.
It is ironic that that's how that happened.
Yep.
Yep.
It's pretty crazy.
So, what have we got coming up?
What do you mean?
For next week?
I don't have anything for next week yet.
Boy. You don't know what movie we're going to be talking about?
No. What if it's not even a movie? What if I just change it?
You are not going to enjoy this one. But I feel like it needs to be spoken about.
What?
I don't know how to pronounce their name. Growing Family? The Growing Family Massacre? It's going to be very difficult to deliver this story, and it's going to be even harder to hear. But I feel like when I read the story, it spoke to the mother in me and a very, very real fear that I live with daily, which is why I have access to certain things for quick reach in the middle of the night.
Oh, yeah.
Because I feel like if they had done that, if they had had that, this would not have happened. So, if you know the story, you understand just how grotesque this is and how horrible this story is. But if you don't know the story, tune in next week because you might hear something, you might learn something that triggers, something in your mind that you needed to hear to be able to better protect your family.
That's why we have an arsenal.
Yes, and that's why I'm always on guard. That's why I'm always watching my cameras. Always know where my kids are. It's funny because when people say you never know what your kids are really doing, I always know what my kids are doing. Always. I always know where they are. I always know who they're with. I always know who they're talking to. I always know what my kids are doing. I'm serious. Like all the times that we've had to take the kids to the doctor because of allergic reactions, and we're told we have to ask if they're doing drugs, and we tell them, well, they're not doing drugs, and they say, well, you don't know. No, sir, I do know. I do know.
They're at home more than I am.
So
doing the same shit.
Yeah. We have good kids. Very good kids. They might be mouthy. They might get disrespectful here and there, and they might fight non-stop. We have good kids. They're great. They aren't out there on the streets. They aren't doing stuff they're not supposed to be doing. They're not with people that they shouldn't be with. Our kids are really great kids. We're lucky.
We did a little bit of good, I guess.
Yeah, we did. Are you ready to sign off on this, or because you seem to be a little quiet today because you're not feeling well?
Well, yeah, I don't feel very well. They gave me Z-Pack.
Is that what that was? I thought it was. Are you taking it like you're supposed to?
Yeah, I took it this morning.
Okay.
Oh, hold on. Did I?
Look. Y'all, if I don't manage their medicine for every single person in this house, Lord have mercy.
I thought I did.
Well, you'll be able to know when you open the pack and look at it.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know what they would do without me, y'all.
Oh, what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah. We found our tapestry and hung it up and got rid of the reflective ass.
He got rid of my Vader.
Yeah. It was too reflective. They're both very reflective.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We need to put one there. I don't know where to put the other one. I want to see my Vader. I just want to be able to look up and see my Vader picture. I'm about to have to turn that side into my office, though. So
Yeah. We're gonna need another dumpster. The cool thing is we're selling this workout equipment, so we'll have more room in here.
Yeah. Figured we should probably just try later on next year to do the re-up the Y because of, don't say where you work, but because of his job, we can get the Y for $23 a month.
Mm-hmm.
And that includes all the workout equipment, which is more than we have. And a pool, indoor and outdoor.
Yeah.
And any of the classes and services that they offer through it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a much better deal. And then I can have this down here as my office. And we're good to go.
Where's my office?
At your job. You don't have the same kind of job that I'm getting. You don't need an office.
I want the same job you're getting.
Well, then you're going to have to be up there.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
I want to work from home. Well,
then our desks are going to be down here together, or you're going to have an office in our room, and I'm going to have one down here.
Maybe in December, I'll be doing a career change.
We hope.
I hope.
If you're praying, people pray that this works out, because we need to pull him in. He needs to get off of the third shift because, for one, I'm not getting enough sleep because I worry all night long that, something's going to happen while he's gone, or somebody's going to break in, or, it's just constant worry with you on third shift. Not to mention the fact that his sleep is so messed up, because even on his days off, he's trying to spend time with us, but also his sleep schedule is messed up because the littles are on a first shift schedule and he's on a third shift schedule. So he's ending up getting like 3.5 to 4 hours of sleep. So
and I'm just getting too old for it.
Well, yeah.
Standing on concrete floors for 12 hours and working on machines, and it's just battered me down.
So we're ready. We're ready for that career change.
Probably why I'm sick.
It's not why you're sick.
Well,
you're sick because Clara was sick.
She was sick?
Mm-hmm. She had strep and sinus infection, and
I didn't know she had a sinus infection. Mm-hmm. I thought she just had strep.
And it passed over. Once somebody gets sick in our family, it cycles through all of us until it comes back around again.
We are always in the house.
I Lysoled the house. I washed everything, but it didn't matter. We changed the filters. It didn't matter. We still ended up getting sick. Not once, not twice, but thrice.
Well, I think that what might have happened, because when I was cleaning the vents, there was so much gunk and stuff in there and it was just going into my face. So I think because that was right after that I got sick.
Yep, absolutely. I can see that happening. Yes, sir. Anything else you have to add?
No, I think the travel video. Oh, we just got to finish watching it.
And then we have to make a new one that's going to take 1.5 months to upload.
Well, I'm not doing any more travel videos until we get the mics.
You might not. But I am.
Oh, you can. You're going to be the one editing that shit, too.
Aw, don't do that.
I'm not doing the audio. I can't do that.
Okay. Well, it's going to be a while then.
That's rough. That is... God, that's awful.
What's funny, though, is you did such a great job with the editing that I did not hear anything wrong in the audio.
Well, it sounds very robotic in a lot of spots. Yeah, but I can't do anything about it because it's just the way those microphones are. I don't know. It drives me up the wall.
All right. Okay, well, we're going to sign off.
That's it.
I have some more Sunday errands and stuff to do, so we hope that you enjoyed the show, and we look forward to seeing y'all around again next week so that you can listen to what we have to bring to you next week.
Hopefully I'll feel better.
Yeah, you better feel better.
Maybe I'll be fully recouped and recovered.
Yeah, you will. So, we'll see y'all next time.
Peace.